So there's this framework called Ikigai, which describes the Japanese secret to a happy and successful life. It talks about 4 circles that need to intersect for you to find fulfillment in your life. Now, what if we took this Ikigai concept a step further and applied it to our careers? How could a career Ikigai look like? In this video, I talk about the Career Ikigai and the 4 circles that are a part of it to help set you up with the framework to think about your next move or your career in general. Let's explore the Japanese secret to a happy and healthy career. Let's go! Hi everyone, I'm Reyes, a Filipino born and raised, now working and living in Silicon Valley. I was previously a PM at LinkedIn in Kumu, now a founder of a stealth startup for creators. In this channel, we talk about productivity, finance, careers, and tech. Consider subscribing to learn more. And hit that like button because it helps this channel a ton. The 4 elements of the Career Ikigai. So again, this concept and framework is a way for you to think about your next job move, how to think about that perfect job for you, and a reflection point for your career in general. First circle is the company mission. How much do you believe in the mission, the vision, the values that this company is working towards and the goals that they're ascribing to? Second is culture or people. How much do you care about the people that you're surrounded by, the environment that you're in? Especially important if you want to maintain your mental health and sanity, working with people that you respect and care for. Next is market value. How much are you being paid what you feel you are worth? And lastly is growth. Are you challenged and learning the things that you particularly want to be learning at this moment in time? These 4 elements make up 4 circles. The overlap of all of that is what you might think and call the perfect job or career for you. Given this framework, what are some reasons to leave your current job? To think about it in the context of this framework, let's look at the parts of the shape that are missing just 1 circle and isolate how it might look like if we're missing one of these elements. First, let's isolate market value. Without market value, or the value that you feel you need to achieve or be rightly compensated for by the company, then you might be feeling devalued, not having the right pay for what you think you are worth. Next, if we isolate growth, then you might feel you're not learning the skills that will make you marketable in the future, or feel like you're stagnant without a growth trajectory in the company, which can often feel demotivating or boring. Next, without the right culture or people, you might be working in a toxic environment for yourself. Not a great picture. And lastly, without the right alignment in vision and mission, it's easy to feel really demotivated. Waking up in the morning, spending your hours and hours in a company whose values and goals you don't believe in. How should you think about these missing circles? Well, first off, if you are not even in this shape, if you're outside of any of the 4 circles, then leave that company now. But in general, I'm of the opinion that lacking any of these circles, 1, 2, 3, is a valid reason for leaving that role or thinking about next opportunities. You spend majority of your waking day at your job and you deserve to get what you feel you need. So don't discount the fact that these are valid reasons for seeking opportunities elsewhere. Now, if you land right smack in the middle of all 4 circles, then amazing, good for you, good job. Hopefully for your job tenure, you continue to stay in the middle and the intersection of all 4 circles. For me, at LinkedIn, for example, I definitely fell right smack in the middle of the 4 circles. I was bright-eyed and excited to take on this challenging role in a really good company. I aligned a lot with the company's mission and values. I had so many skills that I wanted to learn in, and an environment of people and a really strong culture that I was excited to be in. Lots of people that I respected, and lots of people that I also learned from. And I was paid very well. Over time, I moved from the middle of those circles over to the section that lacked the growth that I wanted or needed. It was actually hard to identify that that was the case for me. A lot of these transitions into any of the 4 circles are gradual changes over time. That's just hard to notice. But at some point, after being in that space for a while, decided that it was my time to leave, hence jumping into my own venture. A common way to find actualization in all 4 of these categories, if you're not seeing it in your current situation, is obviously to quit. But actually, there are other strategies to go about it. If you lack market value or the compensation that you feel you need for the value that you're giving to the company, then it might be time to have that awkward and scary promotion conversation. If you lack the proper culture or environment with the people that you're surrounded by, then maybe within a big company, you find another team, or in a startup, you find ways to change and mold that culture to something that you think is great for you and for the company in the long run. If you lack the right mission alignment in a big company, maybe it's helpful to also find other teams whose charters or insular visions and missions are more aligned with what you feel you need. For startups, it's hopefully unlikely that you will not be aligning with that startup's mission, because that's what most folks are going to be filtering for when hiring you. If over time your alignment does wane within the startup, then it's probably good to leave, because it's not going to do you any good if you aren't motivated to do all of the hard stuff that are part of startup life, and it's also not going to do the startup with limited resources any good. If you lack growth, then you might find opportunities or projects that align more with what you want to be learning. Or work your way towards a role or position internally within the company that aligns more with the skills and the career path that you feel you want to get into. You are in the position to change your situation at any point in time if you feel that you need it and want it and deserve it. And there are many ways to go down that path. Be creative. And if all else fails, then just quit. Now, I want to touch briefly on privilege. Not everyone is made equal. Not every industry is made equal. And for certain situations, it'll be really hard to find the overlap of all 4 circles. Not everyone works in an industry that promotes or entertains good culture and values. Not everyone has the financial means to momentarily take a break or spend extra time finding a new job. Not everyone is in an industry that promotes world-changing missions to serve as Kool-Aid for their employees. Not everyone, especially folks earlier in their careers, can be picky about the market value or types of companies to join. Not everyone, including myself way back when, has the visa situation or the geographical situation to have the luxury to choose the companies they want to join. All this to say, I think it's important to acknowledge that people, industries, situations are not created equal. And the idea of this framework is not to guilt trip you into finding the intersection of all 4 of these circles, rather a source of reflection. Even though not everyone has the privilege of being able to look at the intersection of all of these, this framework is still a tool to help you reflect in your career regardless of your situation. Perhaps actualization of all 4 of these circles doesn't really matter to you, and your situation also prevents you from doing that. And that's okay. But perhaps it is important, and this framework helps you realize what parts of your current role or situation are missing. Now you can orient yourself towards reaching that goal or that set of goals and make the trade-offs necessary to have a happy and successful career. For me, for example, when I realized that I was moving towards the shape that was missing the growth aspect, a framework such as this would have helped me realize sooner and rationalize sooner the fact that it was happening. It could have helped me orient my goals and my aspirations towards finding that next opportunity. I want to give you the permission and the empowerment to understand your situation, hopefully through this framework or otherwise. Acknowledge what is important for you and maybe less important, and then work your way and orient your way towards those goals. You should always feel that there are paths for you to get what you deserve. Excited to hear about your journey navigating your way towards career fulfillment through this framework, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Form about a LinkedIn at PM. I am okay, for fulfillment.